Welcome back. So today we just analyze the final week of June and the pairs that we'll look at. I have to pick from one, two, three, four, all these pairs here, the ones I might trade next week. So firstly, let me start with Euro NZD. As you can see, Euro NZD in the weekly time frame has been very bullish. This market has been very bullish, and you can clearly see that this was the first OG level and broke and retested and went above and skyrocketed to the upside. So let me use the daily time frame as well. So the daily time frame can clearly see that when market was retesting this zone here, it was bearish. So we had to wait for here initially, since I didn't trade this, you have to wait for the daily time frame to turn bullish at least. So you can clearly see it made a new high, lower low, broke above, made the new high, and retested this zone, but didn't respect the daily being bullish for it to go up, and came back down as well. So you can see it clearly took this level out and made a new higher high and a new higher low. So you can see again made a new high and a new higher low. So this is the first level that I can look to buy at. And the second level is this one right there on the daily time frame, and this is the the higher low. So I'll just simply be basing my trade based off this is the intraday trade basing off this daily being bullish, and the weekly is already bullish as of course. So on the 4 hours time frame, you can clearly see what's going on. The 4 hour is also bullish, and this is so the most legit trade I can take is after I wait for the 4 hour to retest this zone again, then have that shift for me to then look for buys. Yeah, uh, so that's it. Because at least the daily, what I like about this trade is that the daily is bullish and the 4 hour is bullish and the weekly is bullish. So I just have to wait for market to retest at this level, then I can take my buys. Simple and straightforward right there. So this is a very clean trade, you can clearly see, and we have NZD USD. NZD, you can clearly see that the market is very bullish on the weekly time frame, and the weekly the price is at the weekly OG level right now, as you can see. So what do I expect for the market to do for me right here? This is on the daily time frame. You can clearly see the daily is very much bearish. 4 hour time frame, the 4 hour is very bearish as well. So if I take my buys at this level, I'll just be buying based off the weekly being bullish, not the daily or the 4 hour time frame. So I have to wait for at least the 4 hour to turn bullish or the daily to turn bullish, so that I can catch my perfect sale to the outside. So if I can sell from here, then I'm simply just selling based off a C trade. I'm taking a C trade, not even a B or A. On the 1 hour time frame, this is how we look like. um but the best way is I would want the forward to make a new higher low and a new lower high, so that it can retest and shift at that zone to then buy. But yeah, so as of now, the only legit trade I have is just after the 4 hour turns bullish, or and on the daily, which is at this point here, this point here. That's when I can only take my sell. Maybe we might have a double top or head and shoulders, but as of now, this is the only way I can buy this pair. And in the USD JPY, weekly we are very much bearish, mind you. We are still very much bearish, and I still have to look for sales And let me just try to delete this so we can analyze this pair ourselves. mm, okay, so you can clearly see that firstly this market is very much bearish and the weekly time frame. So the we can clearly see that from here to this point we've been very much bearish, and we just have to look for bearish setups which is selling, and not until we break above this zone here. So we are very much bearish. This is on the weekly time frame, not until we break this level here. And as you can clearly see, we have to now look for the OG levels in this same zone, which is right here. Yet so and this is 2023, so you can clearly see that the first level with the most touches at this point is can be this one. We have one, two, and three. This can be the first level on the weekly time frame, possibly just the only level we have on the weekly time frame, which can be all of this. And yeah, because this is 2019 and this is just way back, at least 5 years before, 5 years from now, or 5 years backwards. That's the best time frame, that's the best range you can look for in the weekly. So you can clearly see there's nothing here, so that's why I've just done this. And this is on the weekly time, this is on the weekly time frame. So let's go in the daily time frame so you can just see how I navigate through the markets. So this is my weekly level. Now let's look for the daily level as well. So you can clearly see that on the daily level, the daily, uh we have let me just do, imagine we are right there. Let me just do this. Imagine we are at this point of the market. You can clearly see. So now let's try to draw the weekly levels. So the first OG level I can see is this one right here. Just turn this to blue. This one right here can be my first level, and the second level I can have is, let's do this. Okay, so look at this. We have 1, 2, 3. This is the first level. This is the first level. Then we also have the second uh, level that has the most touches. You can clearly see it's this one right here. So let me just drag this all the way. So you can clearly see how many touches the market, this point is having in the market. So this is how we draw these lines. You can clearly see this is a nice strong OG level. And okay, so now let me just cancel this. Yeah, okay. So this is how I find my levels. For you don't know how I do it, I just look for points with the most touches. uh, so definitely as of now you can clearly see that when we were bearish, we were looking for market to respect any of these levels. You can see that it respected here. You can see that it respected there. You can catch some sales, respected there, you can catch some sales, drove, went back to weekly level there, respected the level, got some sales. You see, And so you can clearly see when market is touching this zone, it's always respecting this level. So now what do we look for? But now clearly looking at the weekly time frame, you can still see that market excuse is still heading to this other level. So but I can just adjust this to this right here, so we can have this our potential level where I expect the market to retest before dropping even further. So now we can catch a daily intraday trade, which is this is not this is not a swing trade. I'll just maybe hold it for 1 or 2 days max. Yeah, sometimes even the same actual day. Yeah, so this is going against the trend, but chasing the trend based on the daily time frame being bullish and the forward being bullish, because you can clearly see if I jump on the forward time daily time frame, you can now see that we have this nice perfect head and shoulder. So all I need is a sweet retest at this level to then buy, because you can even see that we have this EMA, and the market has broken above, so this can be a nice short day trade to then look for sales at this OG level. And on the forward time frame, you can also see that we are very much bullish. We are very much bullish. Yeah, so we just have to wait for this retest to happen, then we can clearly sell this market. Yeah, even though it already happened in the weekly time frame, on the forward time frame, but I still expect that this market can have this drop before going up, because you can just of the way the daily time frame is looking, we have the break. Now we need the retest to then for the market to even push further. Yeah, so that's it. And if the market won't do this, then I won't simply be interested in this zone, in this trade, and we'll go for the other one. So that's it for USD JPY. Then I have GBP NZD. Weekly time frame is very bearish, but on the daily time frame you can see we have made nice high highs. And we just shifted structure from being bearish to bullish, but we are still bearish. Oh no, 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 so in fact we are still bearish, but the only legit trade I have right now is after this daily time frame. Can So now this is even the perfect time for me to show you how you can draw line the OG levels. So you can clearly see that on the daily time frame we are bearish, and market is at the weekly OG level. But on the daily perspective, the only point where we can catch sales is after market breaks. So let's redo this together so you guys can know what I mean. So this is the weekly time. This is the weekly time frame, and you can see that market shifted short, and we are now very much bearish. This was the last point, and we shifted at this level. And our potential take profit, if this was to shift structure, should be right above here. Okay, so now you can see what's going on. We are very much bearish, but how can I execute this trade? I have to look for sales, and currently you can even see that market is at a level where I should be looking for sales without even thinking twice. This is a nice strong OG level, because we have shifted from being bearish to now uh to being bullish to now bearish at this zone right here. And at this zone right here you can clearly see this. So let me just try to invert this. You see, if I change the market and flip it, don't tell me, you can't tell me this doesn't look cleaner. So let me just do this so you guys can see. What are you going to look for here just after you see the break? I'm sure you all be looking for buyers, right? Because we've now shifted from being bearish to now bullish. So this is the same thing that has happened on this level. But now see what has happened. So you can clearly see market just broke above. So what do I want? I want this market to to simply just do what it did here, to repeat itself and do what it did here, but at this point, then I would look for sales, but not in the weekly time frame, in the higher smaller time frame. So this is where now we jump to the forward daily time frame and see what's going on. So on the daily time frame, you can clearly see that we are very much bearish. And where are we going to look our OG levels from? We just have to draw this once more right through. Let me just do this and this line. Okay, so this is where I have to look for my OG levels at this point, because I'm simply trying to see if there is any OG level within this uh, bearish movement in the daily time frame, which is from this lower high and this lower low, nothing above, nothing below. So now let's see if we can spot any. So firstly, we can see if you start from here, you can drag one straight across here, and you clearly see that we are having one level which is there. Yeah, then we also have one more which is at this zone where we can look for buys. This was our potential higher low, which should be here. So that's the second step. So you can see we have 1 2 3 touches at this zone. And now let me replay this so you can now see. So this is the thing. So this is what has happened. Now we are looking for buys, right? So we're trying to look if we can sell at this point or we can sell at that point. Let me just show you. We're trying to see if we can sell at this level or look for a sell opportunity at this level, but market has gone back at the weekly uh OG level. So let me cancel this. Okay, so you can clearly see that when market was retesting this zone, it failed to respect this point and failed to respect the second point, and it went back to the initial uh OG level, which is the weekly OG level of looking for sales. But what do? I simply won't take the trade because I want at least 2 time frames in sync. So what am I waiting for? I'm simply waiting for the market to do something like this for me, either to come back and respect this zone, then I might enter my sales at this level, or if it breaks below this level and come and give me another entry point, then I'll enter my sales. So as of now, the weekly is very bearish, but the daily is bearish as well. But it's just that if I'm selling at this point, I'm I'm kind of taking a risky trade because it's not at the daily level of interest, it's just at the weekly level of interest. And we are even approaching at the potential point where we can see the daily can simply shift to bullish and the market go the other direction. So that's why I'm trying to see, or if this is a legit level, maybe I can sell based off waiting for the forward to at least 10 bearish at this point. So even though I'll be just selling based off the day, the 4 being bearish and the weekly being bearish and the daily being bearish, it's just at this point here is very risky if you look at the daily market structure. But yeah, then you just have to wait for the retest at the shift to structure and the 4 retest to then look for sales. So that's what we can do if we're focusing on selling this pair. But this is a very nice setup, even though you can think there's consolidation here. There is still price action involved. The market is still being moved regardless. And so after this, so that this is the analysis we have on this pair. Then I have Euro CHF. So clearly you can even see that the weekly time frame has been very much bearish. And the same thing that we've done, we'll do it in this pair. So firstly, let's just cancel this. Yeah, let me simply do this. Okay, so now we can't lie that we are seeing the market. So now let's start. First step, this market is very much bearish. Yeah, and what do we want? We're trying to see means we can sell this thing, right? uh, so let's draw the line again so you can clearly see this is the level that I'm interested in. So I'm simply trying to see if I can catch any sell uh, which is within this level. And firstly, you can see that the first OG level we have is this one right here. You can see, because why do we have did I pick this level? You can see there are 1 2 3 4 5 many touches, and I mainly focus on the body so that this that you can just adjust this a bit. If you want, you can do this, it's fine. And which one is the second weekly OG level? You can clearly see that the next possible OG level is at this level, at this zone right here. We have 1 2 3 4 5 uh touches. And which one is the third OG level? We again still have one more, which is at this zone here. 1 2 3 4 5. So all these are the weekly levels where I can look for sales in this pair. And you can notice whenever market touched this level, it respected the zone. So let's now drop in the daily time frame so you can clearly see what's going on. So this is the daily time frame. Now let me try to cancel the replay so you can see. Okay, so you can now base your analysis based off this. So already you know that we're trying to look for sales at these points here. And the first one is this one, the weekly time frame. So you can, so these are the weekly time frame level of interest. Yeah, and the daily as well, but you can clearly see that the daily will only turn bullish once it breaks above this zone here. Once it breaks above this zone, this zone here. So, and you can see market broke above and retested, and it has just been roaming around all this for until it closed, until it made the new high, which is at this zone. So this now became the new lower higher low, which is at this point here. So this is the point where we are having the daily shift. And so as of now, I can't even really do anything because I still again have to look for, I'm looking for sales. So I have to wait for the daily to go bearish so that I can still draw in the weekly, the OG levels as well. But as of now, what do I have to do? Market is at the weekly level of interest firstly. So here all I have to do is just wait for market to turn bearish and the daily to turn bearish as well, which is the, and so let's see on the forward time frame. You can also see that the forward time frame is at the level as well. So here you can even see just straightforward that the possible and the most cleanest trade you can take is simply just wait after the break and retest of this level on both either 4 hour or daily time frame, because that's when they all shift from bullish to bearish. Yeah, so that's how you even draw these lines. So now you see what's going on, you see what we are looking for, and you see what we have to do next. So this is on Euro CHF, and then we have GBP USD. On the weekly time frame, you can clearly see that this market has been very much bullish. and currently this is the weekly OG level, and this is the next daily OG level. uh, if I do this in the daily level, you will now see it clearly. Even though there's a potential head and shoulder here, this is not, we're looking for buys still, so we still stick to buys. And the only possible way for this market to turn bullish in the daily time frame is after it breaks above here. So in this case, I'm only looking for the forward to go bullish and the weekly, so I can take the market based off the forward being bullish and the weekly being bullish. And as of now, you can see the 4 hours been is now bullish, and it has retested this zone here. So what do I want? I'm now just looking for a shift of structure either on the 30 minutes or 15 minutes to then look for buys. So this one is a very straightforward pair. Yeah, and GAP card may let's try to send the for weekly time frame. There is no history here, so I'm simply not taking this trade. It doesn't just make sense to me, even though it looks clean. Yeah, it's clean, but then maybe if we can have this new week break above, then I might look for buys either way. And so the Euro USD, same thing, is at the level where I should look for buys. Then we have AD card. So now we have a lot of pairs that we have to now filter out, so I can only have at least 6. Card JPY, I liked what it did for us last week, but I have how many pairs? I have USD JPY and CAD JPY. So tell me which one is more cleaner for us to buy. So you can see here we can catch a small counter day trade to then buy this thing. All we need is that retest, and CAD JPY. I simply missed the trade which was supposed to play out at this zone. But even which was supposed to play out at this zone. So I'm simply not doing anything with this pair anymore. Even draw this down. Then USD JPY, yes. Then USD card. What do we have in USD card? Okay, I like what's there. For AUD card, so this is the same thing I was saying. You can clearly see that this is the OG level, and market has made, and this is the new, this is the lower high, and this is the lower low. So you can clearly see that this is the only level where I can look for buys, and market is now back in the zone. So what do I have to do is simply wait for this market to have that retest, and I'm sure there's a shift. You have to just have that retest to then look for my buys. This is on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, and so all I need is that nice retest to then buy. Yeah, so you can see on the weekly time frame, this is also a strong level on the weekly time frame. So yeah, and I've been trading this pair, I'm sure, for the past months very much. So you can even see my notes right there. So but yeah, this is what I'm looking for. That's that nice push to the downside. And what's giving me a lot of confidence is you can see this market has made head left, head right, shoulder right there. If you can spot it, we have the head and shoulder right there pattern, which is very much solid for me in order to look for buys. And this is Euro USD. This is AUD CHF. What am I looking for in AUD CHF? So AUD CHF is also at the OG, at the weekly OG level. Yeah, and currently it rejected the level, so you can see. And when the market broke below, this was my first daily OG level, and market failed to respect, went all the way up, came back. So now you can see that on the weekly, on the 4 hour time frame, I'm having this nice head and head and shoulder pattern, so I just need that retest to then sell. So this is one of my favorite pairs I'll be interested in for the week. And Euro NZD. Let's see what's in Euro NZD. I like this pair as well. I like what it did, but and all it needs is that nice retest as well. So that nice push to then buy. Okay. Solid NZD USD, we need the market to shift because the 4 even though the 4 is at that point. Yeah, this is also a nice pair, but let's see which one looks cleaner. So which one looks more cleaner? GBNZD or NZD USD? Uh, so I'll simply leave GPNZD just because I have too many USD pairs in this go in the same direction. So let's, because I have GBUSD and Euro USD. So which one looks more cleaner for us to buy? This is GBUSD on the weekly time frame. This is GBUSD on the daily time frame, and this is NZD USD on the daily, weekly, 4 hour time frame, and this is Euro USD on the daily, on the 4 hour time frame. So which one can we leave and which one can we move? So I like what GPUSD has done, so I'll simply keep GPUSD, even though these are nice pairs as well. GPNZD, Euro CHF, just on the day on the 4 time frame. So we're looking for that market to break and retest that zone for us to buy. And this is on the 4 hours time frame. So which one is cleaner? AUD CHF or Euro CHF? So I'll pick Euro AUD CHF. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then GP NZD or this one, we are counter trading this. Then USD card or AUD card. I like what's happening in AUD card. So let's just see if there's anything interesting in. I don't like GPNZD because already I have a GBP pair, so I'll just keep it for this week. But it's a nice setup. It's a nice setup. By the way, 2, 4, 6, 7, 7. So we have AD. Let's see if among these we have any more interesting pair. Okay, just to balance this I won't count GBP CHF because I'm no longer, this is a new week, but it's just that we are still in that trade. So let me add, which one can we add here? It's in the weekly time frame, weekly time frame, weekly time frame. Okay, so I'll add Euro advanced market to test this level to 10 bearish. I'll add Euro USD. Yeah, so these are the pairs we'll be looking for trading opportunities. So first you can see Euros AUD CHF market has broken and retested. Yeah, so we are looking for sales here. you can clearly see what's going on. You're looking for sales. And GPUSD, we're looking for buys right there. Then NZDUSD looking for buys. Euro USD trying, Euro JPY trying to counter trend that. Then this one looking for the shift to sell. Then AUD card looking for the sales as usual. Then Euro USD looking for buys at this level. So